This one goes out to all my ladies, all my multitasking mamas who need energy to show up at work and at home, all my empty nest explorers who need a little gut health support for the journey ahead. AG1 is the daily health drink designed to support whole body health with over 75 essential nutrients and pre- and probiotics, so you can make the most of every day and every decade. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
Did you know with the Sam's Club app, you're technically in the club no matter where you are? Like, this is a club. This is also a club. And this is a club. My bad. Come join us. Sam's Club.
Then, the day of the royal wedding, I get this call from Paula. She's very upset. There's some kind of bill.
Because the prince was getting married?
This is the plaintiff, Deborah Ryan. She says she did secretarial work for the defendant at her wine company, and the defendant owes her back wages and money she loaned her, and she can't get the woman to pay up. Meanwhile, the defendant's a multimillionaire, and she can't believe she has to actually drag her into court to get the $5,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Paola Reed. She says the plaintiff's a complainer and an all-round negative person. The woman's suing her now simply because she couldn't find any work. Bottom line, she's tired of the woman's gossiping, doesn't owe her anywhere near what she's asking for here today, and isn't gonna back down without a fight. She's accused of withholding.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Deborah Ryan,
Yes, ma'am.
you are suing your former friend Paola Reed for $5,000 in damages, wages, money that you say she owes you for bounced check, and mostly for pain and suffering and defamation of character. Tell me what's going on.
I used to work at a restaurant in Winter Park, Florida, the Mount Vernon Inn, and Mrs. Reed and her family come in there quite frequently. And she and her other sister, Rosario, have custody of a third sister.
Can you tell me why? Just a moment, ma'am. Can you tell me why you have custody of a third sister?
We are from Italy, and I brought my sister to America after my mother passed away. She was left alone in Italy, in Roma. And she had artistic since when she was trying. Yes.
Okay. I've got it. I've got the general idea. All right, so go on. You got hired to help with that?
To come and stay with Maria during the night because she has a tendency to get up and wander around.
Okay.
So that's how I came to work for them.
Okay.
And then Paula has a wine business that she operates out of her home. So she asked me if I could do some invoicing and emails and things like this.
Okay.
So everything's fine for several months.
You keep her job at the Vernon, what was it, the Mount?
At the Mount Vernon. I'm
Mount
still
Vernon.
doing that too.
Okay.
The real problem started on April 21st.
Of this year?
Of last year.
Of last
She and I went to Palm Beach to see a gentleman that was going to be a potential client of hers.
Okay.
She didn't have her credit card. She asked me to pay for lunch. She said she would repay me.
All right.
That's in the evidence that I handed in.
And then she didn't repay you?
No.
Okay.
Then the day of the royal wedding, I get this call from Paula. She's very upset. There's some kind of bill.
Because the prince was getting married? I know how you feel.
There's she has some kind of bill that she can't pay. She asked me if I could give her $2,000. I said, Paula, I don't have that kind of money, but I can loan you $450, which I did, and that's also in that
Did she
document.
repay you the $450?
She did, Your Honor, eventually.
Okay, she paid you with a check at first, And that check bounced.
The next week, she gave me a check, and that check bounced. All
And
right.
then she eventually made good on the $450, but she didn't pay for the fees.
I got charged by my bank $12.
Did you tell her about that back then, or you were going to let it slide?
Yes, I did.
then?
I did. Then she went away to visit her daughter, and I just
Is
decided.
that the last time you worked for her?
May 13th of last year. Plus, she went to the hotel and told them that I was stalking her, that I had threatened her, that they were afraid to come into the restaurant, plus that I had told
Stalking
them.
her, why? Because she tells the place you work that you are stalking her because you are trying to get paid?
Yes.
She says that you told the Mount Vernon Hotel, her employers, that she was stalking you.
Madam, I'm sorry. I feel very, very sorry. I apologize if she feels in this way. We were very good friends, okay? She came many times to our house as a amica friend, okay? I'm very hurt because she's been, something she say is true, something is not true. And to be honest with you, 1 year went by, I don't remember. I'm just a human being,
Okay, but you know whether you paid your employee. Do you owe her $555 in wages?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, everything is so fast here,
I know, but why didn't you pay her?
I wanted to pay her.
Tell me if you went to lunch. Did you take her to Palm Beach?
Okay. I have clients in Palm Beach. And then she said to me, okay, because I pay for the gas, she says, I say, look at Debbie, I have to be very honest, you know my financial situation. Some of these restaurants, for some reason, they take all their time to pay me, okay? So I said, I don't have very much money at the bank. I'm waiting for checks to come in. And she said, don't worry, no problem. I buy you lunch because...
Okay, so your version is that she bought you lunch.
Correct, yes.
Why are you suing her for taxis?
The agreement when I went back to work for them was that
Mamma mia.
if I came over for any special occasions other than Thursday or Friday, that they were going to either pay
Do
for
you
my
have
gas.
any proof of that?
And
So
on
you took
April-
a taxi to her house, and you're suing a year later to reimburse her for the taxi?
Well, on
But
April-
according to you, they're supposed to pay for the taxi right away.
Well, yes, Your Honor, because...
Okay, why didn't you just get paid for the taxi right away before working the next time for them?
Well, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Your
it sounded
Honor.
good at the time.
Okay.
All right, and then why does she have to pay you $4,191.50 in pain and suffering?
Well, first of all, Your
Excuse me.
Honor...
No,
I'm
no,
getting
wait, I'm
sick.
dying to hear this. Hold
I'm
on.
getting sick. I'm
Are
sorry.
you? Okay, what do you need? You want to sit down? Bring her a chair.
Debbie, you very...
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Thank you. Okay, would you like to sit down? Just hang around there.
This is not a joke.
This is what? Why are you so emotional about this?
Because friendship. I don't believe this. You bring people to your house and they hurt you. For me, this is very severe. This is
So,
hurt.
Ms. Reed, you admit yourself that you owe this woman between $500
Madam.
and $600. So why are you...
I call her. I also wrote some emails. She knows where I was living. So why she did not come to the house and say, Paula, okay, you're a friend of mine. Could you please pay me this invoice?
You know what you owe her. Why does she have to come and tell you over and over?
God will judge. He knows the truth. Only God.
Yes, but in the meantime, pending God's judgment, I've got to render a judgment.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, I mean, what do you think about this defendant saying, "Oh, she should come to my house and then we'll pay her"?
I don't. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, is this woman a deadbeat? Is this woman a deadbeat?
Not just a deadbeat, but really unprofessional.
It's very unprofessional. What's the motivation here? Just, I'm not going to pay the person?
She wants to sleep with her. She thinks she's hot.
Okay, good theory. Solid point going inside the courtroom.
My last question to you is, what is the pain and suffering and defamation of character for which you are suing $4,191.50?
She came to the hotel and made some accusations about me that were not true.
What were the accusations?
That I was stalking her, that I was threatening her.
Who did she make the accusations to?
Oh my God.
To my former boss, to the general manager of the hotel.
Did you get fired
Yes, I did.
because of this?
I think it contributed to it a lot.
Do you have any proof of that? Do you have any statements from any of the employers?
They had me sign a letter saying that I would not sue Mrs. Reed, or else I was going to get fired.
Oh.
Okay?
When was that? Do you have that?
That was right after this happened, okay? That she
Do
came
you have
up there
that?
and-
Do you have that?
No, I do not. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
All right, let's go over what you're suing for. First of all, on the $555 in wages, I find in your favor.
All right.
Second of all, on lunch, I find that it's your word against hers about who was supposed to pay for lunch. She drove you down to West Palm. And then on the taxi issue, I find against you because you have no proof that somebody has to pay your taxis to get to work. On the return check fee, I rule in your favor. And then the $4,191.50 in pain and suffering and defamation of character. What's the pain and suffering?
This was very upsetting to me, Your Honor. I mean,
Okay, that doesn't convert a $567 lawsuit into a $5,000 lawsuit. That does not cause it to become 10 times its size. You were wronged, Ms. Ryan. You were owed money, you weren't paid the money. It was wrong of your employer to stand there and hold you hostage to eating $555 in order to keep your job. But we all have choices in this world. If an employer had said that to me, and I'd walk away from the employer. Perhaps you felt you couldn't. Now they, of course, are wondering, were you a waitress?
I was the hostess.
Why would our hostess be doing business with one of our favorite families that come and frequent our restaurant and putting us now in this position? You have all these tears you're wiping away about how it's so bad because it's friendship, but you were perfectly willing as a friend to stiff her the $555. And you are clearly talking to the employer about it, because why else would she have been under that threat where she couldn't end up suing you for all of that time, or else she was going to end up getting fired? So I don't buy the tears, but I don't buy the blown up lawsuit. I find in your favor in the amount of your wages and the bounce check fee for the $450 that you've already been compensated for, but that the $12 fee you weren't paid for. $567, verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Well, the defendant seems to have composed herself a little bit as she comes out into the hallway, but a few minutes ago you found this to be a very emotional experience. Why?
It's my first time, an experience, and because she was not.
Does it hurt you that this is somebody that you thought was a friend or you considered a friend?
She stabbed me in the back, yes, terrible. I don't believe any more friendship, unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, head right around this way.
Thank you, man.
All right, so you got the money that, even she said she owed you that much money, $500 and some odd dollars, so you got that, but she's pretty upset.
I'm sorry that it came to this, but this is the way this woman operates. She treats people like dirt, and this is 21st century America, not medieval Italy.
Mm-hmm. What about the $4,000 in pain and suffering? That was a good try.
Yes, and, I tried, but I'm not unhappy. I want to thank the People's Court.
Thank you. Harvey?
Just real quickly, if somebody, you're working for somebody and they stiff you, you can actually go to the Labor Department. They actually have departments in many states where you can go there, they'll resolve these disputes, and if the employer doesn't pay within a certain period of time, you can actually get a penalty from the employer. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Late night bites with friends? Already hard to beat. That first too hot bite of fries you couldn't wait for, followed by ice-cold Pepsi. Now that hits different. Suddenly, the energy kicks back in, the night goes longer, and the laughs don't stop. Because Pepsi brings out more flavor, more fun, and more of the moment. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar today.
This one goes out to all my ladies, all my multitasking mamas who need energy to show up at work and at home, all my empty nest explorers who need a little gut health support for the journey ahead. AG1 is the daily health drink designed to support whole body health with over 75 essential nutrients and pre- and probiotics, so you can make the most of every day and every decade. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
This is the plaintiff, Anna Mandel. She says she loaned her coworker, the defendant, money for all sorts of things when they were friends, and the girl refuses to pay her back. She's fed up with the defendant's flippant attitude towards her. The girl took advantage, which is so not cool. And she's suing here and now for the $1,394.50 she's owed. This is the defendant, Nicole Vieira. She says she and the plaintiff were friends, and the girl was helping her throughout some tough times. There was never any mention of a loan or anything like that. She did things for her out of the kindness of her heart, and now she's throwing it in her face by suing her? Some people. She's accused of taking but not returning.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
All right, Anna Mandel?
Yes.
You are suing Nicole Vieira for $1,394.50 in various unpaid loans throughout the course of the last many years. Tell me what's going on.
So I first met Nicole at Gillette Stadium. We both had the same type of job, known as a hawker. It's a concessions job.
Oh my goodness, what's a hawker?
So we all wear yellow shirts. We walk around the stadium with big bins, and we sell things within the stadium.
That's known as a hawker?
Yes. We often get questions if we're all related, and we say no.
Okay.
So we met. We used to hang outside, and Nicole and I became friends over that course of time. And the first loan I made to her was in August of 2009, following year, when I got a Groupon to do bartending lessons and to be certified bartenders. And I asked her if she wanted to do it with me.
And a Groupon is an online coupon?
Yes. So she agreed to pay me $200 for that.
Okay, so go on.
So then we continued to be friends, we continued to work together, and that spring she started running into problems financially, and she came to me and asked me if I could loan her money to pay her utilities bill, and I loaned her money for...
Wait, hold on one second. This is how much after the bartending class that she still hasn't paid you for?
Like 7-8 months.
Okay, but now if she hasn't paid you money she already owes you, why are you loaning her more money?
Because I feel like I'm a good friend. It is not my responsibility to pay anything for her.
No.
But
it's actually a little bit irresponsible to keep giving her money and enabling her.
Right.
All right, so you went ahead and loaned her now another what?
$280.
For what?
Utilities.
Okay.
With gas and electric bills.
Okay, do you have any proof of that?
I have a shared Google document I have with her, and I have cash bank statements.
Okay, the cash bank statements won't tell me where the money went, but do you have
Right.
shared Google documents? What does that mean?
It's just a spreadsheet with the dates that I have approximate for when I lend her the money. And then
Did you send that to her?
Yes, it's shared with her. So I invited her to see it. I notified her through Facebook. She said she would take a look at it.
Okay,
And
that was sent to her on what date?
I have December 15th.
Of what year?
2010.
You have a lawsuit for money that you continued to loan to her. According to you, you loan her money again in February, again in April for car insurance. You loan her money for dinner in May. You give her another $300 for utility bill in June. You loan her gas money in September. When do you stop?
I stopped in the end of 2010.
Okay, that was sort of rhetorical. Why do you keep every month
I don't
loaning
know.
her money? Why do you keep doing that if she's not paying you back anything?
All I can say is I was young, and I was being sympathetic, and I was really trying to feel her situation and where she was.
What's the difference in age between you two?
I believe it's like 2 years.
I'm 21 right now.
Okay. What's going on, Ms. Vieira?
I don't deny going to the bartending class. She had someone who dropped out before I was supposed to go. I had agreed to go. There was no talks of payment until after the class was over.
Wait,
after that,
I don't understand. There were no talks of payment until after the class. Are you telling me you didn't know how much it was when you said, okay, I'll go?
She had paid for them ahead of time. Like she said with the Groupon, somebody had dropped out on her. She had
Right,
asked
but you
me,
knew you were going to be paying for it, right? You
No.
just didn't know how much?
She had already said, I had purchased these bartending classes. Did you want to go? I don't want to go by myself. I had figured there would be
So
some
what'd you say
sort
when
of
she all of a
payment
sudden
arrangement.
mentioned that you had to pay?
I told her I wasn't going to be able to pay all of it to her. Like she said, I was going
Did you
through
pay
some
any of it?
financial. There was $150 total paid to her.
Okay, but she's talking about $30 here, $40 there, $80 there, $300 there, just over and over and over loaning you money. Did that happen?
No.
Okay. So what did happen? Why is she making up loans?
I'm not sure. We stopped being friends after her boyfriend had assaulted me when I was pregnant.
Oh, her boyfriend assaulted you when you were pregnant. Tell me about that.
We had went out for her birthday. I was about 15 weeks pregnant with my daughter. He was being very mean to her. She was crying. And as a friend, I didn't want to see her crying. So we were in the place we had went out to, and I just kind of turned to him like, Doug, please stop being mean to her. It's her birthday. Don't do that. And he grabbed me and shoved me 3 different times. And then after that, I told her I didn't feel comfortable around him anymore. I didn't want to be around him. She then took his side, and I didn't need the drama. I had lost 2 pregnancies before that, and that was the end of our friendship.
Okay, but you still owe a bunch of money. What was it? What is it you do admit that you owe her?
The $200 for the bartending class, which was paid back almost all of it to her. And then there was $50 towards my license that she was supposed to pay back because she had borrowed my license to go out before she had turned 21, and she lost it. I had let her know ahead of time that there was tickets I had to pay on it before I could get my license back to not lose it.
Wait, so your license was suspended already?
Yeah, I wasn't driving with it.
And then what?
I asked her to repay it so I could get my
Repay
license
what?
back. The fees to get the license back.
Yeah, but that includes tickets of yours that you're supposed to pay.
This was tickets from before. I had let her know all of the fees that were on there before I gave it to her.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Is this money she owes you? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know what you're saying.
This is actually a part of her claim.
Right.
There was monies paid.
Because you're suing her for $454.50 to renew whose license? Hers?
I don't know what happened to her license. I never borrowed her license for anything, first of all. Second of all, she came to me in November because she was driving and got pulled over, and she found out that her license was suspended. And she said that she got pulled over because of a taillight was being out. She came to me and asked me to pay it, and it was $340 to reinstate her license. And I don't know what she is talking about right now. But that is.
Why are you suing for $454.50 instead of $340?
I corrected that.
Tell me about the Halloween costume.
Anna has a collection of sex costumes that she had at her house.
Okay, and you wore it for Halloween?
Yes, I had borrowed it from her for Halloween. We had went out to the club. Somebody grabbed me by the back of the dress, and the dress just completely came open all the way in the front. All of it. I would have been butt naked had it not been for the dancer who worked at the club and he had like a really long costume on. He was dressed as a zombie. So he had on like this really raggedy shirt that was like ripped and tied, and I went home in that night.
So would you ever give money to somebody, a really good friend, say, who didn't pay you back on a previous loan? Would you ever do that?
No, I would have it in writing first.
Okay, but sometimes you get stuff in writing and they still don't do it. If they didn't give you the money in the first place, even if it's a really good friend who needs money, would you give it to him a second time?
Absolutely not.
How do you say that to somebody who's really good friends with you?
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
And you would say that, well, I think it's fool me twice, shame on me.
Shame on whoever.
Going inside the courtroom.
So you did borrow her costume and it did get ruined in your care?
Yes, it did.
Do you have any proof of the value of that costume?
I didn't go back.
Do you have a picture of the costume?
I don't know. It was returned to her.
Do you have the costume?
It was returned to her. She told me it was going to be
shredded?
No, it wasn't shredded. The zipper had broken open and I couldn't get it back done together.
Did she return the costume?
No. The only thing I have is my hat.
Show me you said you had some Facebook messages or something?
Yeah.
Did you say on Facebook, I owe you money?
No. Not that I'm aware of, no.
When I lent you the money to have your license reinstated, you promised I'd have the $340 back in the end of November, and now it's almost February. I've left you to be responsible. I don't want to lose you as a friend to get my money back, but I put my blank on the line to make sure you keep your son and your apartment. And you respond, I'm sorry I haven't contacted you. I don't have my computer anymore, so I haven't been able to get on Facebook. I no longer have your account information to put the money into your account. So at some point you had her account information, you were putting money into her account?
There was nothing put into her account. She had messaged me over and over and over again with account information where she had asked me to put the remainder of the bartending money into her account.
I think you're lying. I don't know how deeply you're lying, though. When she puts in a message to you, when I loaned you the $340 to get your license, and your response is, oh, I'm so sorry I haven't contacted you. Oh, the dog ate my homework. I don't have a computer, blah, 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 blah. Not, the hell are you talking about? You lost my license, and that's money you're supposed, the story you're giving me in here is very different from your response here. And if you're lying about that, how do I know you're not lying about the other stuff?
There had been back and forth.
Show me the date
calls.
that you Google documented her.
I think that's attached to that if you look to the last page.
Do you have any proof of all these other little items, the 80, the 80, the 40, the 70? Do you have any
I
proof
have
of any of
bank
those?
statements and I have a red box claim.
I don't know what that means.
Red box?
Yeah, red box. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's Blockbuster in a box that's red, and you pay with your credit card, you pick on a digital screen what movie you'd like.
What, you were loaning your credit card to her to do that? When she owes you all that money? Okay. At some point, that has to cost you some money, too. What we're going to do here is a little rough judge. Oh, by the way, you don't have any proof of the cost of the Halloween costume? The $70 for that seems a little steep.
I can find it if you'd like me to.
No, let me introduce you. Let me introduce you to what's going on here. This is a trial. This is the black dress. We're in the middle of it. Now's the time to have it, not later. I'm going to be done with you when I'm done with you.
Well, the average cost of a costume is $70.
Yeah, okay. I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $950, and I'm going to order you to pay her back $950. That's my judgment.
So the defendant comes out here, she'll be paying up. What's your reaction to the outcome?
That was absolutely ridiculous.
What
She
was?
didn't even look at my proof that I had towards the electric bills. I haven't even had a car since 2009 for her to be able to say she lent me insurance money.
So why didn't you try to pay her back?
There was money that was paid back to her from what was owed. The other claims are
So
just
you
ridiculous.
think the end of the friendship meant the end of any obligation?
No, not at all. But
No.
the end of the friendship was her taking her boyfriend's side, and we stopped speaking
All
completely.
right, you just head right down this way. Okay, great. Nice job. What's your feeling here? You satisfied?
A little bit. I'm really upset and distraught that she came out with stories that were inapplicable and making my reputation look poorly.
Like what?
Like the story with the boyfriend. I mean, I could have gone and shoved many things in her face of the disrespectful things she's done. And
When did you realize you'd been taken advantage of or allowed yourself to be?
well, I wasn't comfortable with it probably after a year.
Why would
and
she stiff you?
I don't know. I could just say she's been trying to find a job and hasn't been, and just it was easier, and she was depressed and didn't want to deal with it.
Great. Harvey?
You know, it's so funny. People who are real scammers will act completely indignant if you won't loan them money, even if they stiffed you the first time around. You shouldn't be embarrassed. You should call them out on it. You should say, hey, you didn't pay me the first time. Do you really think I'm this stupid? You should not be embarrassed to say no to somebody who stiffed you once. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This one goes out to all my ladies, all my multitasking mamas who need energy to show up at work and at home, all my empty nest explorers who need a little gut health support for the journey ahead. AG1 is the daily health drink designed to support whole body health with over 75 essential nutrients and pre- and probiotics, so you can make the most of every day and every decade. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
This is the plaintiff, Joshua Schulman. He says he went to visit his elderly grandfather at his senior citizen's home, parked his car legally on the street, and the defendant backed into his car with his pickup truck. The shady guy's been giving him the royal runaround for months. His car's damaged, and it's time to pay the piper because he's suing for the $1,478.99 he's owed. This is the defendant, Edward Dougherty. He says the plaintiff was not parked legally. In fact, he was parked in a clearly marked no parking zone in front of his driveway. When he backed out, he heard a boom and broke the guy's taillight. He told him he'd have his mechanic fix it, but the crazy kid went out and got 3 very high estimates and is trying to milk him for all he's worth. He's accused of a backup crack-up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Joshua Schulman, you are suing Edward Dougherty for $1,478.99 for the repair of your car plus a rental while it's being repaired, because according to you, he negligently hit your car coming out of his driveway. Tell me what happened.
So on about 12:30 on Sunday, January 8th, I parked my car on Tiffany Street where Mr. Dougherty lives. If you look at the...
Yeah, come on over there and show me what the heck you're talking about.
I guess on the blue car.
Okay.
Sure. So this is Mr. Dougherty's car.
Okay.
And this is his driveway. He's parked in his driveway, kind of hanging out just a few feet with his pickup truck hanging out. And I'm parked facing the opposite direction. And when I parked the car, I got out, and Mr. Dougherty was outside working, I'm not sure, like lawn worker. He was just outside, and I saw him, and I just checked with him. I said, I didn't say Mr. Dougherty. I was like, excuse me, I'm parking right here. Is this all right? Is this too close to your car? And he was like, it's not a problem. I see you.
Okay.
So my grandfather lives in this senior development,
Okay.
and he just repeatedly has warned me to be careful with some of the senior drivers.
Okay.
I saw him outside. I just took advantage of that opportunity.
I'm sure the senior drivers are all sitting around talking about how they have to be careful with these young drivers with no experience,
I'm
right?
sorry to all the senior drivers.
Okay, so go on.
So I go inside, I visit my grandfather. Maybe an hour or so later, Mr. Dougherty knocks on the door, lets us know that he's like, it's the funniest thing. I backed into your car, even after I ran into you. And he's like, I wrote a note.
Wait, I ran into you after I ran into you.
No, he's like, I backed into your car
after we
I
talked.
spoke to you
Right.
about not backing into your car.
Right.
And I was like, all right. So he says, go get it fixed. I'll get it paid for, And like, I just know that like a Volkswagen taillight, is not that inexpensive. So rather than get it fixed, I got 2 estimates. Not only did the entire taillight have to be replaced, but the bumper was the bumper was a little messed up, and so was the quarter panel, which is the next piece. I have pictures and so on and so forth.
Pictures?
Sure. The pictures, however, as I'll get along to in my story, the pictures are of the car with the remaining damage because ultimately part of it got paid for and fixed. So there's only remaining damage. So you'll see on the pictures, especially on the close-ups, how there's like the separation between the bumper and the quarter panel, and how the taillight looks fine because that is a replaced taillight.
Okay, so you're talking about that gap that shouldn't be there.
Right, exactly.
Wait. This picture was taken when?
This picture was taken
After the taillight?
Yeah. Well, the point is, it's after the taillight has been replaced by Mr. Dougherty's mechanic.
It was after the taillight had been replaced?
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of damage there.
That is from the initial accident.
From him?
Yeah. When he hit it, it moved the bumper
Okay, but
forward.
my question to you is, that's what you're suing for here today, to get that fixed.
Yeah, the remainder.
Because it's like it's not subtle, there's some damage here.
Right.
So how did his guy, okay, you guys talk, you get some estimates, he thinks it's high, he sends you to his mechanic.
Right. So Bill fixes the taillight, does a great job, the taillight works, we checked it, et cetera. But the bumper, he couldn't, he tried pushing it. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he tried to put it back in place, and he says he's done the best he can. And this is the remaining damage.
That's the best he can?
Yeah, that's the best he can do.
Talk to me, tell me what happened.
I live in a retirement village. There's no room back there to park cars. That actually is a no parking zone.
Do you have any proof of that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, what this letter says is, maybe this will help. Please be advised that the road to the back of Tiffany Lane, located in Condo 30, is designated for no parking. He's describing this happening on Tiffany Lane itself.
No.
Can you show me with an X where you say this happened? See if we are in agreement about where this happened. It's really small type. Is there a no parking sign?
Yes, there is.
Okay, do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, hold on, Bella,
Sure.
please.
There you go. I'm just going to try to save
Thank
you
you.
2 trips.
I appreciate it. Is that in that corner, please?
Okay. Is this making sense?
Yes.
You see who's where? All right, which is Mr. Doherty's parking?
If that's him standing there, to his left,
Behind him,
yeah,
that
that's
way?
his, and then the car parked to his right is almost exactly how I was parked.
Which is close to the driveway of who's this?
Just another neighbor.
Not your grandfather.
Right.
Where's your
and
grandfather?
My grandfather lives in this building, but the residence over.
Is that your car?
That's not my car, but that's basically where my car was parked.
Okay.
And this is no parking for this street. This street you can park. This street you cannot park. If I can show you on the board.
Right. Do you have a no parking? Okay, now I want you to go back. Mr. Doherty, can I trouble you to come over here so you can confirm for me which is your house and I'm not confused? Right here? Okay, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is your house behind you there?
Yes.
Okay, this
That's
is
my
telling me
truck.
that there's no parking here.
That's no parking the whole street. There was
Well,
another
just
sign
a
on
second.
the other side.
Okay, you happen to have a photo of that sign, which is the one I'd like?
No,
Okay.
they didn't make it, but.
It just says no
on-
parking this side of the street. I have no idea if this other street has no parking. That's the question I'm
same
asking.
street, but on that map, it shows you where it says SP on the front. The back side is no parking. That was set up by the developer 40 years ago.
Yeah, I just need some proof of that. I hear what you're saying. It's just that when I asked you for proof, you gave me a sign that says no parking on this side of the street.
Right.
That's on a perpendicular street. That doesn't help me.
That's
I want
not
one.
a perpendicular street. That's an alleyway to all our driveways.
Is this Tiffany Road?
No, that is the driveways to Tiffany.
But these are the front of the houses. These are not
This
the
is the
backs.
back of the houses. The backs are on this alleyway. Where your thumb is in the white part, that would be Tiffany Lane, because the mailboxes are up there.
You mean this way?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and go back to there if you would, please. Is this an alleyway off of, as he's describing, Tiffany Road?
Sure, I'm not exactly sure what you named the backs of the driveways. However, Your Honor,
Let me ask you this. Did he have a conversation? Did you see him beforehand? Did he say to you, am I okay here? And you say
Yeah,
it's okay?
I thought he was only going to be there 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't think he was going to be there 2 hours.
But his car didn't move. It was in the same spot. So what happened to cause the
I
accident?
just put my driveway sits on a slight hill.
Right.
I just put my truck in reverse and was saying something to the wife, and we backed, and it just rolled.
But did you forget that the guy was out there? Because you
Yes,
just
I
talked.
did.
I know. Let's be honest about it and call it what it is. All right. So you forget that the guy's back there. So you walk into the house.
And I do, and I tell him what happened, and
Okay.
I would replace the light.
Okay. You
I
just
mean,
didn't think it was going to be this hefty, the bill.
And
you
I
didn't
said
like that.
to my wife, excuse me, what edge is he trying to pull now? I says, the car was fixed. The car has been hit more than a dozen times by his own admission in the school lot that he parks in.
Well, do you have pictures of that?
My mechanic.
I only have a pic.
I didn't
Did your
see it.
mechanic
My
take pictures?
No, he didn't.
Do you have something from your mechanic?
Yes, I do.
Let me see that. Okay, William Hines, mobile mechanic, said there appeared to be a lot of parking lot dents all over the car. The one big dent on the back of the car wasn't where the lens was replaced. Didn't line up. Well, that's just false because I'm looking at the picture. I'm sorry. It lines up perfectly. I don't know why. I mean, it's literally, please look at this. It's next to the light, exactly where the light is, exactly an inch from it. It lines up perfectly. So I'm a little bit nervous when you're,
Well, this is the first time I'm seeing that picture, seeing any damage.
Take a look at that. All right. The last remaining question in my mind is whether you have any percentage of liability for being illegally parked in a situation where it looks like you were illegally parked, judging by what the village is saying and the pictures and your admission that it is the back to the houses,
Right.
that it's the alleyway. Now all this stuff makes sense that nobody's supposed to park all around there. But what bearing does that have where you alert a person and the person says, yeah, no problem, stay there? And that's what I want to ponder. Court is in recess.
All rise.
So if you back into somebody, but they're parked illegally, are you responsible or are they responsible?
If I'm driving, I'm never responsible.
If you're driving, you're never responsible? I don't have time to figure that out.
It was the person's fault that hit the car.
Even if the person is parked illegally?
Yeah, definitely the person's fault they hit the car. They saw him, so.
So once you see him, it's your fault. We will see going inside the courtroom.
Here's how I feel about this. I've had this happen to me, where I come out of my legal garage and some clown is parked literally at my office building right here, 1 foot away from my garage door. And the police officer actually said to me, and he's now a friend of mine, but that was 20-something years ago, looked me right in the eye and said to me, well, you got to watch where you're backing out. Like, I do not have to anticipate that some clown is illegally parked right behind me. I do not. But I don't think that's a situation that we have in this case, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if someone asked me, can I park here? Is this okay for you? And I said, yeah, go ahead. You can leave your car there. I'm not coming out yet. And then I come out and I forget to look at what it is I cleared them to do, then that person sort of detrimentally relied on my permission to be there. And then it's just one of those things. But what ends up happening is that he gets an estimate, the cheaper estimate, that takes into consideration the work that was done by the mobile mechanic, but yet you come to court and you're suing for the higher estimate. Why? Just because? That's fine. Okay. We don't need to discuss it anymore. So the cheaper estimate is $987.18.
Correct.
All right. I am going to award you the $987.18. Do you have any proof of what a rental car would cost?
Unfortunately, the rates change daily. I figured that you might know better than I did. But it was about $50 for one day.
I actually find that to be pretty reasonable. I'm finding a judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,037.18. This would be a different case if he hadn't talked to you beforehand. I appreciate your honesty and your candor, and I wish you both good luck.
Thank you.
Just hold it right there, please, guys.
Here comes the defendant. He's making it out into the hallway here to give us what reaction to this verdict. Are you surprised?
Yes.
Yeah. What else are you?
A little disgusted.
Disgusted. Why did you think it's not your responsibility to pay?
There's no parking, and she didn't want to. The house faces the front of Tiffany. There's a parking space in front of the house.
Okay. all right, sir, just head right around the corner there, okay? And that's the way out. And so come on in here. And you satisfied how this verdict comes in?
It's nice to meet you.
You too.
Yes, I'm satisfied how this came in.
All right. Gives you permission to park there, hits your car, and then doesn't pay. How does that feel?
I feel like righteous, just.
Is there a generation gap problem in this case?
Perhaps. I mean, bodywork is really expensive. That might be a generational gap thing. But I mean, old people know how to drive cars.
All right. Harvey?
So this happens so much, and it's not just illegally parked cars. It could be somebody who's traveling, at excessive speeds or whatnot. The fact is, if you have the ability to avoid an accident, even if you're in the right and the other person is doing something wrong, if you are the one that has the decision-making power to say, I can avoid it or not avoid it, and you don't avoid it, and you get in the accident, you're going to end up being responsible. That may not sound right, but actually it is right. When you can avoid it, you have a duty to do so.
I see you. Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.